Better than Lego. Better than Lego.
Matthew Johns is in position for a long-range shot. He's with it now, Matthew Johns. Here goes the kick from Johns.
And welcome to the Johns Family Podcast for this week. Good news, people, kind of. Trish is back. Of course, she was at her 1979 Year 12 reunion last week. Trish, how was it?
Yeah, I'm just going to stop
Is
you
anyone
there.
still alive?
I'm going to stop you because many of my supporters had a lot to say
All three
during the week.
Okay. All three of them?
How did you know? Yeah, they missed me. And for your information, I was not at a reunion. Clever people worked that out by calculations of 1979.
A guy we ran into the other day didn't.
No, he did.
He goes, how old is she?
No, he did not. He did not. In fact, I've never been to a reunion. In fact, I don't think I've even actually ever been invited to one.
Yeah.
And secondly,
Probably more like it.
yeah, well, I don't think I have. I'd like to point out that I never, ever want to be stuck in a life raft with Cooper Johns. Because let me tell you, the minute I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, he was like, yeah, no worries. Where are your notes? Give me your notes. He couldn't have given two hoots.
So
He'd started eating my arm if we're on a life raft.
I've been brought up in a system of next man up mentality where
I can
somebody's out, somebody else gets an opportunity. And, I just I didn't want to let our listeners down. And I put this podcast first before me and your personal relationship.
Well, you know what? Dinosaur jokes aside, I'd like to rate everyone's performance.
Go on.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, because I thought it was a weak episode, to be honest.
What you just said a second ago was some of the most inspiring stuff I've ever heard. Next man up.
Which one?
Also so proud of you, mate.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
sorry.
that.
What
I hope
were you
he says
saying?
that.
Sorry, Yoko.
With his next stepfather.
Yoko.
Cooper, I thought your quiz was too long last week. Too long.
Okay.
Yeah, you lost me. I was
what-
like wandering off with the butterflies.
So what am I rated?
Well, poor. Matt, you had a couple of zingers at my expense, I might add. But obviously with me not here to directly ridicule, you struggled.
I totally
struggled a bit?
I totally disagree.
Meanwhile, I'm upstairs in my deathbed.
I'm a good judge on my own form, and I thought I was electric.
I thought Dad being freed up from the shackles, from the restraints of you. I thought that was the best podcast I've seen of him.
I
in
actually
years.
went away thinking, man, maybe we should get a divorce because
It's funny you talk about that. I've got a little surprise for you at the end of the podcast.
Yes.
Jack, you get a distinction. I thought you were very strong performance, and I really loved your 10-1, the bands to the solo artist.
Oh, thanks,
I really like that.
Okay, are you finished?
Yep.
Bellyache?
Knock yourself out.
Okay, now, guys, if you were a Prince Harry memoir, what would you be called and why?
I'll go last if you don't mind.
I didn't understand the question. I thought he only has one memoir.
Yes, but if you were to write a memoir, his is called Spare. What would yours be?
Oh, right.
Oh,
I thought you were
no,
saying...
you've worded that wrong, Trish. You've
totally
asked
wrong.
us for a specific Harry memoir.
If you were a Prince Harry memoir, as in the footsteps
it
of
should have
Harry,
been if you do your own memoir.
what would your title
Yeah.
be and why?
Cooper, what did you pen for Harry? I'll tell you what I did. Okay, if you were a Prince Harry memoir, what my memoir would have been called if it was Prince Harry was, hey, dickhead, wake up to yourself. You're 3 miles from shore and your rowboat's starting to fall apart. Turn around, row back towards shore.
Jesus, I don't think that'd fly. I think that's too long a title.
Okay, so what was your...
No, let you guys speak because, funnily enough, I actually, not knowing that you didn't understand the question, I actually gave you all titles. So please go ahead with what you thought.
I tell you what, your critique, let's hope you can do it on yourself this week. Just tell you, not a little harsh early on.
I did it for Prince Harry as well, and I took the South Park theme. I did Stop Looking at Us, which was similar to the South Park piss take that they took out of them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, nice. What about you, Jack?
I went, I'm feeling a little ginger.
Ooh.
That's good.
Okay, all right. So I actually, you understand now what I'd asked you to do?
Well,
Yeah.
Three from 3 didn't get it, so
No,
I think
no.
you should probably shoulder a little bit of the blame.
Yeah, I do. I apologise. But, again, you could always ask a question, but you didn't. But in between naps when I was sick, I actually came up with some titles for your own memoirs. If you were to come out
You
with
just
one
said
along
that.
the
Yeah, you
lines.
said that. There's an echo in here. Sorry, guys.
Sorry,
Okay.
have I just had deja vu?
Cooper, yours is I Will Be King.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good one to start with.
Matt, yours is, oops, I forgot to pull out.
Jesus. I'm firstborn, Tish. Firstborn over
No,
here.
that's Matt's.
Yeah, but why are you saying that? Because
Yeah.
of the
Because,
kids.
yeah, because he was an accident.
You should say that my dad should have pulled out, not oops, I should have pulled out.
No,
Because
but that's his title of the memoir.
you still, I just,
Reflective upon his life, like Spare. Oh my God, you just don't get it. Spare is like he's the spare king, right?
Maybe he should have pulled out. What about that one?
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh.
what's Jack?
Okay, Jack's is The Gift.
Okay. Obviously, you
Ooh.
love Jack.
And mine was, oh shit, not another one.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was the last of 7.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I really hope
Yours-
that's the last of these spontaneous segments that you've done.
Seriously,
because
you people.
honestly, we're 6
I
minutes
need
in and you've had
better.
5 minutes of the airtime. I really hope that's the last one.
Do you know what, Cooper? Just as when you were a child, it's getting to the point where it's you or me.
Yeah.
Yours.
Doesn't
It's
like
saying
sharing.
you or me.
Okay. How was your week, boys?
Mate, our week was really good. We, myself and Jack had a couple of friends with some big milestones. Brad Parker, Hank Scorpio had his 100th game for the Manly Seagulls, which is good. But we've actually got a special guest on the podcast. Jack, do you want to introduce him and his reason for being on the podcast?
Do you want me to bring him in?
I would
Can we
love
bring
you
him
to.
in?
Why don't you introduce
here he
him
is.
first?
My flatmate and Newcastle Knight 340 deal. 340 on the weekend made his debut against Wayne's Dolphins. So here he is. Without further ado,
Hey, dear.
is that one hell of an entrance or what?
You did well, Jack.
We can
Certainly your mother's son. Here he is. Hey, Dill. How are you,
everyone.
brother?
Good. How are we all?
Yeah, mate. We're going. Hey, congratulations on debut, mate. Last week you did well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What was it like there, Dylan, pulling on the jersey for the first time?
Yeah, it was very special. Very special moment for me and my family. It was, pretty cool. It's pretty hard to describe, but yeah, I was pretty excited. I was on a high for about 2 days, I think.
And you got, for our listeners, you actually got charged with a suspension. For those who don't know,
Uh-oh.
people, Dylan had match payments in his contract, so he came in thinking he was going to get a match payment, but he actually got a fine. Can you tell the listeners what you got a fine for?
Yeah, I got fined for a crusher tackle on Ewan Aiken, so that match payment's gone.
Okay.
GoFundMe page.
Have you ever played? Did you do a off season at the Melbourne Storm, or did that's just sort of come natural?
Just a natural habit, I think.
Yeah, you did some good stuff, mate. I particularly like when they were pressing the line. You did a really important tackle and knocked the ball loose. Who was it on? Was it on Sean O'Sullivan?
I think it was on. He hasn't been able to stop talking about it. Was that on Sean O'Sullivan, that one?
Well, you should know, Coop. I haven't stopped talking about it, have I?
No, you haven't. He said he referred to himself as the Felice Kafusi of Newcastle.
Well, you said it, mate.
Oh, mate. Well, Dylan, congratulations, mate. Really, just before we let you go, mate. Living with
Oh, Jack.
dear son, Jack. Tell us about his jokes, mate. And his little. I mean, we want to apologise. I mean, how bad are they? How bad's the sense of humour?
Well, I mean, Jack has his days. Some days he's really good, and then others I sit there and just go, mate, where have you pulled that from?
You're just going, mate, can you just be quiet for a little bit? I'm just trying to meditate and
Yeah.
meditate as well. Yeah.
He definitely has his moments, but yeah, more often than not, they're not that good.
And now
Everyone can't be fun.
give us a little insight. What did youngest son get up to up in Newcastle? Because he tends to pretend like he's big man on campus.
Coop,
Yeah.
he spent a lot of time with the cheese and kisses while he was up here.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks. Take after my dad on the very short whip.
Yes.
Yes.
Lee Sheevan. Honestly, I'm surrounded by imbeciles. Not you, Dylan. You're doing well. Hey, brother, congratulations, mate. A lot more first grade to come.
Look forward to watching
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Good
Thanks
on
for
you.
having me.
Good
See
on
you,
you,
Dylan.
Dylan. There he goes,
See
off
ya.
in the distance. Dylan Lucas. There he goes.
we'd love a bit of media training in that house for Jack and Dylan as well.
Oh, what?
He goes, would love a bit of media training in that house for Jack and Dylan.
No, it's all right, Dylan. We love the rough edges. Unfortunately, you've got plenty.
Hey, Trish, while you're rating everyone's performance on the podcast, what would you rate Dylan just then?
That says it all. How was the weekend up in Newcastle, guys?
We had a great week, Jack. We had some fun down at the beach, didn't we?
We had about an hour down there together. Nothing major happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was my old beach, Dixon
sorry.
Park.
Your old.
That was where I used to hang.
Really? How long ago was that?
Obviously- Don't even try your dad's joke. That just runs very thin, son.
Yeah, mate. She really stayed to claim in that beach. That was your place. Was it Pongos? What was it called?
No, I went to Dixon Park. I didn't go to Pogo's.
Pogos, the one that sat. She's had it all staked out. She knew, mate. Honestly, it was beautiful to watch.
Before we throw to your guys' week, I actually went to a few listeners wanted to get my rundown on the Morgan Wallen concert last night. I went to, which is a famous country singer. For those of you who don't know, probably the most famous at the moment, along with Luke Combs. Outstanding. I know I gave Ed Sheeran a massive plug on the podcast last week, but can I just say, I think Morgan Wallen was better. I think he was probably the best concert I've ever been to.
Really?
But
do you just say that after every concert because it's freshest in your mind? Because sometimes I do that.
No, I don't, because I didn't say it after Chili Peppers. I think the difference was it was at Kudos Bank Arena. Only fits 20,000 in there. Very tight, very dense.
Yep.
If Ed Sheeran was in there or the Chili Peppers in there, I don't know what difference it would have made, but having that closeness to it just made such a difference.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That
It takes a
makes perfect
special
sense.
person. It shows you how good Ed Sheeran is to pull off a concert like that in front of 90,000 people.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible, particularly when he's just basically him and a guitar.
It was just him out there, yeah.
So this guy, it's whet your appetite to go to Nashville, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, he's from Tennessee. Yeah, it's he gets the fireworks and everything involved, mate. Flames.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, gets everything. It's very good. Very.
What's his best song? Maybe we can tag the end with a little bit of it.
I think he did a cover
Today.
of Livin' La Vida Loca, didn't he?
No, he didn't. His best song, there's honestly so many songs. He just released an album with 36 songs on it.
What? That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, he's creative.
That's weird.
Yeah, I like.
Why would he do that? Why don't you make 2 albums of 18 songs?
Trish, I don't know. Do you want to rate his performance as well? No, I think This Bar, Cover Me Up, a lot of great songs. Tennessee Fan, he's got so many on there, but outstanding.
Jackie, you aware of this artist?
Yeah, I am. A fair few of the boys left training yesterday, head down to Sydney
Oh,
to watch the concert. I haven't seen the boys today because we had a day off, but I'll get their reviews tomorrow morning, I think.
Yeah.
So
Country's
what's his
had a
name
real
again?
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, country's had a real big comeback, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Amongst the you younger generations.
Well, him and Luke Combs have sort of come through with like this modern contemporary sort of country where it's not your traditional like Alan Jackson sort of stuff. It's sort of country pop. And
Alan Jackson and the Jackson 5.
no, he wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't. No, that's Little Michael. But yeah, it's come back in a huge way.
Jermaine.
Hey,
Don't forget Jermaine and some of the other guys.
there's Jermaine.
Jermaine Jackson.
Oh, really?
Are you serious?
I don't know who
Okay.
Jermaine Jackson
Jermaine Jackson was the really good looking
Randy
one.
Jackson.
Randy?
is. Yeah, Randy Jackson.
Okay, so
Now, why don't you tell us about your week?
Well, can I just say this? Guys, I've got something really exciting in the pipe. I like to stay on the forefront of fashion. Right? And sometimes, Trish, correct me if I'm wrong, years ago, in the late 90s, I actually said that short board shorts were going to come back.
Yeah, but if you predict it long enough, eventually it will happen.
Yes.
That's a fair call, Trish.
But they did happen about 12 months later. I said it to a mate who owned a surfboard shop, had a surf shop, and he said, there's no way. And it did come. He said, I should have listened to you. Thank you very much, Damien. But there's a new fashion that's about to hit, which was huge in the 70s and 80s, and it is people wearing footy shorts.
Now, where have you
It's
seen
about
this?
to kick. Okay. You watch for influential people in a certain genre and you
I'd love to
actually
see
go,
what kind of influential people you're looking
Okay.
I was going to say the same thing. Who are
Right
your
up.
influential people, Matty?
Okay.
Because I'm sure they
They're
differ
not
to
of
ours.
they're not of my generation. They're more of you guys' generation. Band called Peking Duck. Yeah,
Yeah.
Peking Duck. They've been performing Sorry, guys. Listen, you're laughing right now. It's
He's
just
laughing because
yeah.
you just
Okay.
saying their name.
Peking duck, which is a wonderful
Meal.
wonderful meal at a Chinese restaurant. But these guys are an electronic band.
Yeah.
And they've been performing and getting photographed. They're wearing Parramatta footy shorts.
Well, they've played at NRL Grand Final before.
Okay.
Peking duck,
Okay.
yeah.
Good to know.
Is it the Parramatta?
they might have-
But
Dunno.
one of the guys is always
what
wearing
was it,
Parramatta
Jacko?
shorts or wearing Parramatta shorts. I reckon, this is my tip, I reckon wearing footy shorts will come back into fashion.
Okay, I'm going to Google. Maybe.
Do you reckon?
Yes.
Maybe he's from Parramatta, Matt.
I'm not too sure. I still think there's too much stigma around wearing like those footy shorts is kind of what's the word?
Drop kickish.
Drop kickish. a little
No,
bit.
no,
Bogan?
I'm telling you, no. It is these areas like Newtown, the hipsters and whatnot. I'm telling you now. I reckon by next summer you'll have people everywhere wearing footy shorts. Now, my thing about it is this.
I've got a great
Right,
story.
I'm sure you do. Now, the thing about it is, boys, do not throw. This is my tip. Do not throw out your footy shorts, right? Because I think footy shorts in the coming years could be like footy cards, where what you do is you meet someone,
Sell 'em.
they get a photo, and you autograph a thing, and people wear those footy shorts. They could be like, okay, like for instance, I'm wearing the Brandon Smith Roosters jersey, Roosters shorts.
Do you reckon?
I've got Australian shorts, State of Origin shorts. Jason Robinson, one of the greatest English players of all time, League and Union, I've got his shorts in there. Can you just think that when they come back into fashion wearing footy shorts, we could start an empire with our footy shorts.
I love hearing your opinion on fashion, especially because before the break, Jack actually publicly put on show. Don't roll them up now.
Yeah.
He's got a baggy collared shirt on, and Jack referred to his sleeves as wizard sleeves
Go on, flip
because
'em up.
they're for people who are watching on YouTube. I'll try to describe them as best I can, but they're overhanging his fingers, and they do resemble a wizard's robe.
It was a good description, Jacko.
It was one of Jack's few zingers.
Thanks for the put down, Jack.
Okay, Peking duck. Well, why aren't they wearing Raiders shorts?
They
The
can.
two guys, they're actually from Canberra.
Interesting.
So,
but even
now-
if they were Parramatta guys, the fact that they're wearing football shorts and they're very much hipster and on the cusp of fashion, I'm telling you now, people, trust me, by next summer, people will be wearing footy shorts everywhere.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Cooper,
It'll
do
be
you think
interesting.
do you
We'll
think the
revisit
heaney
this.
will come back?
Do I think that what will?
The heaney, the
What's-
beanie slash hat.
Oh, I don't think the heaney will ever come back.
What does
No.
a heaney look like?
It's
Big
like-
call.
It's a beanie, and it's just got like a little just cap like this just sitting out the side.
At the side.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Does Ice-T wear that?
Nah.
No. Okay.
Hey, now I've got a funny footy short story. When I first started going out with Matt, and one day we went down to the beach, and his brother came along for a swim in the afternoon, and they must have come from training, and they both had footy shorts on down at the beach at Merriweather, and I was a little conscious of it, but I didn't. I just ignored it. Had my swim. A couple of days later, Matt Hoy, we're walking somewhere. He goes, "Trisha, you got to tell the boys they can't wear footy shorts down at the beach."
Yeah, well...
I don't think I actually said it to
Well-
you. I went, mate, they're from Cessnock. They know no better.
Well, Hoyo wears a Newcastle Knights jersey, or used to, around town, right?
That's true.
Yes, around town. So I would say to Hoyo, maybe don't wear your football jersey everywhere. Right? What about that? Just a little bit of payback.
Football-
A little bit of smack.
Footy shorts are play on over jerseys. Like you'd wear footy shorts around. I'd rather wear my footy shorts around than wearing a footy top.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like in terms of fashion.
Right.
I would
And you
like-
are our fashion guy.
Thanks, Trish.
You know, on next week, I'm going to make, before the weather starts to get cool, I'm going to actually start to wear my footy shorts around with
please don't.
long white socks and sneakers.
Matt,
How about
you've-
that? Like I'm running track in an American
Have you got
sitcom.
any
Sandals,
footy
maybe?
shorts?
Yeah, I have.
Or have I thrown them all out?
No, I got them. I got them. A little secret stash. Yeah. Our week's been good. We had.
I'm much better, thank you, if anyone cares.
Yeah, she's back.
I'm much better.
Yeah. What was it, Trish?
I don't know. It wasn't COVID, but it felt like COVID. But I tested and it said no. It was like the flu, body aches, bad headaches,
Okay, good.
sinus chest.
Yep. Fantastic. She's alive.
Didn't affect my eating, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, DMAs were on the Sunday night show. You know how much I love the DMAs. They got a new album out, of course, How Many Dreams. They're single. Everybody's saying Thursday's the weekend. How true is that?
Well, it's really interesting because 2 weeks ago, Cooper said that was his weekend. Thursday night was his thing.
Yeah. Thursday's my thing. I love it.
Yeah. What are you, Jack? Is Thursday the weekend? Now that Thursday night football starts to feel like the weekend.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Friday night.
Do you know who it is for, though? Thursday night is the thing for when you're at uni because that was Thursday night's massive.
No,
uni
that's
night.
Wednesday, Trish.
Well, that's if they've cut their schedules right down and like they're not going to uni Thursday and Friday.
No, it's
Still have to
definitely
go.
It's definitely Wednesday. Yeah, it's definitely Wednesday. What
'Cause
what
Jack's
decade
uni.
did you go to uni again, Trish?
In the 90s?
Oh, early 90s.
You went back to uni.
She was straddling the 80s and the 90s.
80s and the 90s. Well, I kept going back and furthering my degrees and masters, so you know.
Yes.
Yeah, you did do that.
Thank you.
She was teaching at uni in the 90s.
She,
It's so funny.
Lecturer.
she's a
not
beauty.
funny.
She's a beauty. Don't just get off her back, guys.
Yeah, well, you started it. You
Yeah.
taught them. Bad parenting.
She was stuck with a hit job. That's the book. Back to the book. The DMAs, they've started their
So for
UK
who?
tour. They're going to play Wembley Arena. They're headlining a big thing there. And now, how good is this? They are playing their first gig in the UK on the 29th, next Wednesday. They're going to play in Liverpool, the Cavern Club. The Cavern Club was where the Beatles started. And for Tommy O'Dell, who's the lead singer, whose parents, his parents are Scousers, what a buzz that'll be. And Matt Mason, their lead guitarist, he's got family in Cessnock, which I did not know about.
Now, you should explain what a Scouser is. A lot of people might not know what a Scouser
A
is.
Scouser is someone who from Liverpool,
Yes.
who's from Merseyside. That's what a Scouser is. Sam Walker on the show. We had Sam Walker as well. A lot of people
He was
asked me what he
good.
was like. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you boys know Sam?
Yeah.
We actually first time I ever met him was we went to Beach Road about a month ago, Coop. We went out on
Yeah,
town
yeah.
and we
Sammy
met him. He
come.
was pretty good fella.
Yeah, I've had a few nights with Sam on the schooners across a couple of years. He's good friends with a few boys. I played footy with at Melbourne, so managed to cross paths a few times. Great on the horses.
Mate.
It's great mail on the
Well, I'll
horses.
tell you
Does
what he is. He's a horse enthusiast. Not just he likes a bet, but he is a horse. He's an admirer of horse flesh. He'll
Yeah.
say, "Oh,
Brandon
yeah,
was
this
saying
horse
that
is
the
out
other
of this."
night.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
very-
not just a punter. He's someone that will, when you're watching it and you'll go, I like this horse, and you'll go, nah, too much sweat on the backside. You know how they can see where the horse is sweating.
See,
and
I like it when they're sweaty because I feel like they're like veiny, pumped up.
too sweaty and that you don't want to back.
Cobber,
them.
did
Too
you-
much fatigue?
Good to know.
Cobber, did you say he likes the horse's flesh?
He
Is
likes
it like
that's
like Buffalo Bill?
No, it's no. She's a great fat person. No, it's not.
Are you allowed to say that word?
What?
Well, it was citing a movie thing. Yeah.
What word?
You're a great big, yeah.
Oh.
Maybe you can't put it down. What about what was the dog's name in
Precious.
Silence of the Lambs? Sweet Precious.
Yeah, pressure.
Yeah.
Rub the lotion.
Rub the lotion on the skin, or you get the
Hose again.
or you get the hose again.
Why does he sound like that?
I know.
Yeah.
It sounded like Bane.
That's exactly his.
We went to Nippers the other day, boys.
did.
With our godson, young Ben Bailey. Thank God you guys didn't do Nippers.
They
It
did one
was-
day. Jack did once, and then he goes, "I don't like it." I went, "Sweet."
I just find it a whole stressful. I tell you what I find stressful. I tell you who I find intimidating. Volunteers. Volunteers.
So
are a certain
true.
Kind, I'm waiting for him to start to scold me all the time. Remember the bloke said to me, "Come on then, get down here and give us a hand with that." I said, "Sorry, brother, I've got no skin in the game. I've got no kids." I think that if you go to the Nippers, you've got to have kids involved to
Yeah.
be jumping in the pool.
Yeah. You said you'd feel uncomfortable being in
Yeah.
the pool with kids. and you're not your kid.
100%.
They're going, "Has that bloke got a kid?"
No.
No, he's
Call
not.
the
He hasn't even got a
police.
partner. He was just a single bloke that's just gone down there and just playing
Yeah.
with all the kids.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, volunteers. I remember the Sydney Olympics. The volunteers got particularly lippy. Volunteers, is it a power thing?
Often.
Because they're always sort of a certain age.
Yeah.
Retirement age, would you say? Yes.
What else you got from your week?
Text Hoy, Trish. We've got a bit
Yeah.
of feedback from people in good old Hull.
Yes, we did. Some other song suggestions, although poor old Hull haven't been doing so well in the last couple of weeks. They got beaten by St. Helens.
It was
Last
a
week.
good fight. They put up
Yeah.
a great fight.
I mean, St. Helens are,
And
the
Tex,
World Club
our
champions.
man, Tex Hoy was good.
Yes. So another couple of suggestions for songs were, I don't like this song, like, whoa, this Texas on fire.
Oh, yeah. Kings of Leon.
Jesus,
That's it. I
Trish,
don't
that
like
was
that
good.
That was
I
from
think-
Dylan.
Well, I think there should be a turn of phrase amongst Hull people that if he has a massive game, you say, how'd Tex go? Oh, yeah, Kings of Leon. Tex is on fire.
Well, they could say that. And the other one from Byron was, let's talk about Tex, baby.
I like
which was
that.
cute. I like
That's
that.
good. That is good.
Yeah.
Because
What
you could do
about-
it if he's playing bad, too.
What about off Revenge of the Nerds? Are you ready for the Tex girls? The real super sexual real Tex girls.
Jeez, that is I haven't heard about Revenge of the Nerds for a long time. Who was your favourite character? Mine was Booger.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Definitely Lamar. What about this? Let's hear it for the Hoy. Let's hear it for the Hoy. Or when Leanne and all the family go over, how about the Hoys are back in town? The Hoys are back in
cute.
town. Yeah.
That's good. Did you just come up with them then?
Yeah, I did. That's why I wrote them down.
Brilliant. Are we ready for Cooper's Nasty Review, guys?
We sure are.
Go on,
All right.
Coops.
Guys, the mean messages last week did very well. We had a lot of great feedback. So I dug through the archives and I found 3 more of myself, which is always good. I'm just going to get right into it. And some of them actually came up when the podcast was released. People decided to take it on themselves to, I think they thought I was going to do it again, so they decided to send me more.
Oh, they send you some nasty ones.
Yeah. So let's just get straight into it. Okay. Hey, cockhead.
Oh.
Great start. Always a great start. It'd be nice if you stopped all this media bullshit and started focusing on your football, or better yet, just pick one and roll with it, you low-life scum.
That's not bad.
Who was that?
Uncle Joey, not again.
I don't, it's just a random profile.
Mate.
It didn't even
Yeah,
have
I'm
a
gonna
real name.
find
It was like user 42. So thanks. Probably one of you guys
Yeah,
just made
when
a
I
fake
find
one.
you,
Yeah,
mate,
it was Soobs. I know
think
it was
Liam
Soobs.
Neeson.
This one came out. This was the one that came out last Friday. You remind me of your dad. If your dad had never made football, got addicted to drugs, and had zero sense of humor or class, which I thought was just hurtful. I didn't even think that one
That's
was
pretty
funny.
creative.
Yeah.
Okay.
But hang on a second. Yeah, it's okay. Go for it.
And this one was actually someone sent me. This was just on Twitter. This was not even someone messaged me. I wonder what Woolworths Cooper Johns would be working at if his last name wasn't Johns.
I saw that.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, probably DY Woolworths.
Hey, I got to say, DY Woolworths is an excellent Woolworths.
It is. It's huge.
That's a nice
Huge.
Woolworths, man.
Yeah.
It's got a great bottle over there too.
Yeah.
No, there's
Lots
just
extensive.
Yeah. And there's lots of food places around there as well. So
Yeah,
on my
nice
lunch
good
break,
eateries. Yeah.
my lunch break, I could go and get banana blossom or something like that. So that was that's Cooper's Nasty Review for
It's
this
funny.
week.
I used to cop that because my father used to play, of course, with Cessnock, and when I started playing at Cessnock, people were like, "Oh yeah, he's only getting a go at Cessnock because of his dad," and I was like, "It's fucking Cessnock." I said, okay, just
Yeah.
yes.
Do you know what? Why don't these people actually get off their fat freaking asses
Don't
and
talk
go and
about Joey like that.
and go and make a life for themselves? That's what I say.
Can you not discourage them? Because at the moment, these messages are the only thing that
They're
are
giving
keeping
you
us
fuel.
in a podcast.
And if we're being honest,
Giving us
these are
like-
coming from the fans as well.
Yeah. These, yeah.
I
They
doubt
actually
it.
are.
Not
Yes.
mine.
We'll take a real quick break and be back with more abuse. Welcome back to the podcast, Coops. Mate, take control. What are we going to do here?
We're going to go to Jack's 10-1. Jack, great start last week. Roll straight into it.
What did I do again last week, Colbert?
Bands to solo artists.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
was
true,
great.
True.
it was a
All
really
right,
good
this
one.
week I've gone with top 10 worst album titles in history.
Okay.
Oh,
There's a unique list here, so get ready for this. Number 10 is the Bee Gees' "Size Isn't Everything."
I didn't even know there was one called
Not
that.
true.
Number 9 is Ant Banks' "Sitting on Something Fat" with a PH.
Oh,
Yeah, wow.
Sitting on
What
something fat.
what year was that made? Because I feel like fat with a PH wasn't brought in to style until like only recently.
Nah, I think it was the 90s.
Yeah, I was doing it in the early 90s.
I was doing it in the 70s, Matt.
Yeah, that's right.
They invented it for you.
Does it look big in this?
Number 8 is the Unicorns. Who will cut our hair when we're gone? Is that a shit album title or what?
Yes, that's a
That's
pretty
pretty
ordinary.
bad.
Yep.
Number 7 is Will Smith, Big Willie style.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That. Yeah.
Little big
Uh,
Willie.
The old slapper.
Number 6 is REO Speedwagon with the album The Earth, A Small Man, His Dog, and a Chicken. That's a shit name.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's a lot of words on an album.
I've got a book
Yeah, oh,
with a similar title.
Have you? Want to share it with us?
The Boy, the Horse, and the Mole.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
quite beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Game on, Mahal.
Number 5 is Public Enemy have an album called How to Sell Your Soul to the Soulless People Who Sold Their Souls. That's shit.
That's actually good.
See what they're doing there.
Number 4 is, there's no effort here. Leonard Cohen had an album called 10 New Songs.
Yeah.
Better than 36
Very good.
new songs by other dudes.
Leave
like
Morgan Wallen.
Wallen.
Leave him out of it.
Rest in peace, mate.
Number 3 was the Butthole Surfers. And their album was called Hairway to Stephen.
Nice.
That's actually good.
Yes.
Number 2 was Gary Clinton with Hey Man, Smell My Finger.
Oh.
Not touching that.
Number 1 was an artist called Tesla with the album called Bust a Nut.
Oh, ouch.
Busting nut.
Is that Tesla? How's that spelled?
Tesla?
Yeah, like the brand.
Yeah, right. What year was that?
After research, I think it looked like a 90s album
Yeah, right.
when I saw it.
Didn't when were Tesla's out? Not till the 2000s at least.
Definitely not 90s.
Okay, Trish. As far as pop culture is concerned, what have you been digging?
Well, I've been digging
Dude.
a lot of Jack. I finished watching 1923 after I watched 1883. After I watched Yellowstone. Have you finished 1923?
Not yet, but what's your thoughts?
It's really good. Love it. At first, it took me a little bit to warm into it because I loved 1883 so much. 1923 is awesome, and it's just left us hanging. There's going to be a new season of it, but God knows when. It's really good. But there's a guy in it that plays the character Spencer, and dead ringer of a Hemsworth.
Really?
Oh, dead set. Yeah.
Did you get the actor's name?
I saw it, but it's not Hemsworth. But it's quite interesting. It goes from Montana to Africa, Italy, London, the 1920s.
They got around in the 1920s, huh?
Yes, they
What year was it set?
1923, mate.
Do you, on dates,
Jesus.
the band 1927 had a wonderful debut album called Ish. Songs like That's When I Think of You.
That's when I think of
Reluctant Hero. What was it?
None of you here.
Mate, they are
Look,
back
you just
touring.
say them and I'll hum them in the
They
background.
are back touring again,
Oh.
and they're touring. I think the support act is the lead singer from Taxi Ride. Remember, they were a great band, Taxi
Well,
Ride.
what songs did they sing? Because I don't
Oh,
recall.
dun, dun, ba-da-dun.
Oh, my God.
But anyway, they're performing together. They're performing somewhere
then-
at Glenn's Theatre at French's Forest.
No, the Glen Street Theatre.
Yeah, that one too. Yep. Look forward to.
And-
Could I just say something
What?
on pop culture? Now, this could easily be what got Matt's goat. There is a spate of celebrities out there at the moment, right, who have come out and announced they're hiring an image consultant to work on their public image and win back public support.
Are these Australians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, my God, please. If you need to hire someone to do this, you lack common intelligence. And to even broadcast it, letting people know it's okay. I've got an image consultant, gonna make you love me all the more. Like, do you find that outrageous? Do you find
I think
publicising that you are
I
hiring
think it's sad.
Yeah.
I actually think it's sad.
Is Prince Harry
Because
one of them?
someone is so engrossed in themselves to do that. Yeah. It's unhealthy.
Okay. Would you like to know what really is on Matt's goat?
No, because it's not time for that yet.
Okay, no worries. We'll get to it.
Now, the other thing I was watching on my deathbed, Daisy Jones and the Six. You guys, do any of you know about it?
Nah.
It's like a music thing. I read the book a few years ago, and they've made it into a series. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd like it because I really love the book, and it's supposed to be based on Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
And the girl who plays the lead, a girl called Riley Keough, I did a little investigation, and it's Lisa Marie Presley's daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she's very good. She's a very good actress.
Hey, can we give Dad a quick plug? Mate, your podcast last week with Chuggy and David Hill.
Did you enjoy it?
Mate, I haven't heard brilliance like that in a long time.
Yeah,
from you.
thanks.
It's very informative, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's very good. And you've got a
Interesting.
new guest on this week?
Yeah, Coops. We had David Hill this week. Next week, Eddie Jones, of course. Chuggy was the first one.
Yeah.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
His is hilarious, so
Oh, it
insightful.
was very funny. And David Hill's is just incredible. I was actually listening to a podcast a minute ago with Troy Aikman, the iconic quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. When he first got his first job as a commentator, he sat down with David Hill, and David Hill explained to him how he should commentate in the NFL. He said, you got to understand, Troy. He said, you know all this information, and people are sitting and watching. He goes, when you watch the game, I want you to think that you are sitting and explaining the game to an 8-year-old. He said, not with as far as how you're talking, but just, okay, now you see the guy at the end there, the tight end. What'll happen here? So he said he himself learnt so much of David Hill.
Yeah.
And the one coming up next week is we've got Eddie Jones. And Eddie's not just about sport. It's like, he's like Japanese culture, all those things.
Remember when we went to Japan and we went to Shibuya Crossing?
No, it was Ginza.
Oh, was it Ginza?
It was Ginza.
And there's an enormous, on the side of a building,
Incredible. Billboard.
billboard of him, electronic billboard.
Electronic
I was
billboard.
like, what?
And like Ginza, like people haven't been there. Ginza is like, seriously, it's like Blade Runner. You just go down and there is, as far as the eye can see, just these mass skyscrapers. And on just about the biggest one was just this huge thing of Eddie Jones. And it said, "This is Japan." That was it.
Because he was coaching Japanese
Yes.
for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it? Yeah.
Yes.
They had a big win when he was there too. They beat South Africa.
They beat. He spoke about that, about beating South Africa, coaching Japanese, like Japanese culture, to be able to coach the Japanese and get the best out of them, and how different
does
they are.
he have some Japanese ethnicity? Yes.
Yes. He's half Japanese.
Oh, half.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Big M, it's time. Why don't you unleash what's on your goat?
Yeah. Okay. Righto, guys. This is what really got on my goat. I went down to the coffee shop this morning. It's called. Let people know it's called Chillax. Righto. It's down at Colorado, and it's a very smart initiative. So it's breakfast and lunch, and then at night it turns into Alimento's,
Which is Cooper's favourite.
Alimento's Pizza,
Yeah.
pizzeria. Got the best pasta. So
good pasta.
yeah, you can literally just stay there all day. Transition from breakfast into delicious penne arrabbiata.
Oh, the penne chorizo and the garlic pizza crust that they
Oh,
have.
yum.
Honestly, ask for Sweet Mario. Sweet Mario up there, one of the biggest Manly fans in the world.
Mario is a
good
Manly
man.
fanatic.
I've never seen someone so angry that Clint Gutherson left Manly.
Every time I go down there, he goes, "What the f*** happened to Guther?" And I said, "Mate, Mario, he's been there now for about 5-6 years. It's f***ing not right, mate." Agree with you. Well, I went down there today, got a coffee, sit out the front. This is my everyday ritual. Me and my best mate Charlie, the dog. We go down. I have a swim. She sits and waits for me. We saunter. I get a coffee. She gets a biscuit. Righto. She's putting a bit of weight, so only one biscuit a day. Got her a. We're making Connie Dodgers. So yes. Anyway, what's that look?
What's a Connie Dodger?
You never heard that phrase?
Oh, man, you just pull out things that you say
Connie
are in the
Dodger.
language all the
A
time.
Connie, okay. A Connie
You
Dodger.
crazy
for
Australians.
People, a Connie Dodger is the history of the word Connie Dodger is right up.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Strap yourselves in.
Okay.
I'm sorry I asked.
In Ireland.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Okay. In Ireland, when Catholicism had a hold on the whole country, the guy who used to cast an eye over Lent and do the rules for Lent was a bloke called Father Cornelius. And his rule was you can only have one meal a day. However, you're allowed to have a biscuit with your coffee or your cup of tea. So what people were doing, they were making these enormous cookies, biscuits, and they were called them Connie Dodgers, as in to dodge Father Cornelius. So yes, so Dave just dug it up there.
That's a big cookie.
That's if you're going to make a cookie and it's massive, if someone from Ireland say it's going to be a Connie Dodger, and they'll know what it is. I know
Remember
Connie
when people-
Dodger sounds a little bit different in Australia.
We're in the middle of Lent now, right? Leading up to Easter.
I have
Remember
no
when
idea.
we would be, because Easter's not far off.
Yeah.
It's only a few weeks off. Remember you used to give up something in Lent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's given up what?
Yeah, I gave up Lent.
Well,
So I went down there today, and Charlie's having a Connie Dodger. Anyway, so some palooka comes along, and he goes, "Yeah, go, Matty, how you going?" Get off to him. I like talking to people. I said, "Oh, mate, I'm going good." I said, he goes, "Well, what are you up to?" I said, "Mate, I just had a swim. Just got Charlie coming over to coffee. Maybe doing a podcast this afternoon. I'm thinking about going and seeing that Bobby Farrelly movie Champions with Woody Harrelson." And he goes, "Oh, fucking hell, mate. Didn't ask for your life story." And
you did offer a lot.
steamed. I had a little moment because I'm becoming an angry man, me and my brother's the same. We're coming anyway. So I got there and I went, "Okay." And I took a sip, coffee, and just went, "You." And I think he heard it because he just turned and walked off. But is that rude? Fucking hell, mate. I didn't need your life story.
But was he saying it as a joke, or was he saying it seriously? I think it's
I don't know.
the way he
As
says
I'm getting older, I'm getting sort of
more sensitive?
not sensitive.
temperamental.
We'll take a real quick break on that note and be back in a second. Welcome back to the podcast, fellas. Trish, I tell you, this weekend, what about some of the games? Dolphins up against the Brisbane Broncos. Jack, the Wayne train. I've got a ticket on the Wayne train. I think that they're going to pull off a massive upset over the Broncos. Jack, how many of these games does Wayne lose?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of getting a bit silly now, isn't it? I don't know, but I do feel like the Felice Kafusi sentencing's probably put a bit of a downer on it. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens. I know how influential Felice has been over the last 3 weeks. It'll be interesting to see how they go without him now.
Do you think that Felice would have been consistently one of their best players over the last 3 weeks?
Oh, easy. Yeah.
So it's going to be a big, Would he be their best player?
I would say over the last 3 weeks he's been their best player.
Okay.
If you look at
So
them,
it's a massive
I
loss.
think collectively across the 3 games he has been. I thought
Yeah.
Jeremy Marshall-King's been brilliant for him as well.
Very good.
The Hammer's
Shauna?
been pretty brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Hammer's been excellent.
Yeah, but I think across those 3 games, what he's done for that team, I think he's been their best.
What they're very good at, the Dolphins, and in all 3 of their games, they've put themselves to be in a position to win the game with 5 minutes to go. And oftentimes when you watch the opposition with the Dolphins wear you down bit by bit. And if you look at all 3 opposition sides they beat, they ran over the top of them the last 10 minutes. They were out of gas because the Dolphins they have high ball retention. They don't throw the ball around frivolously.
Yeah, they had like something like 90%. I think they had something like 90% completion on the weekend.
Completion rate. And how they double down on that is they play all their football right through the centre of the field. And so what you see is the opposition big man with 20 to go are just out on their feet, and they just keep going and keep going.
And they'll
the
win it
strength
at the
of the
end.
Dolphins is the fact that they know how they must play. They know they can't go out against the Broncos and get in an attacking gunfight and win. Broncos are going to beat them, but they will just work away, and grind them down. And I'll be honest with you, the pressure is on the Broncos. All the pressure's on the Broncos in this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Who do you think? Who do you think's going to win, Coops?
You know what? I'm going to say the Broncos. I think Felice is a big loss, and I think the Broncos' attack's just firing at the moment. I'm going to say Broncos.
Trish?
I'm going to say Dolphins.
Jack Johns, you've worked with the great man, the Wayne train.
I tell you what, the way Reece Walsh is playing at the moment, I just can't go past. I just don't think that form comes to an end in round 4, so I'm going the Broncos.
Cooper, you're going to be out there at a Cool Stadium on Saturday. Just want to say, huge occasion, South versus Manly. Remembering the late, great John Sattler, who passed on Monday. He actually grew up next door to your pop in Curry Curry. He's a great man. He was your grandfather's hero. And to grow up in the Hunter Valley, the name John Sattler, it was just omnipresent. It's what it represented. 2 of my great heroes were John Sattler and Clive Churchill. It's just to grow up in that area. They were certainly more than just footballers. Johnny Sattler, I have never heard this, like, for a horrendously tough, not the right word, for an incredibly tough human being, and the way he played the game, I've never heard a bad word ever said about John Sattler.
He was a real gentleman.
A complete gentleman.
Lovely.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's a real loss. Our condolences go out to the entire Sattler family and his great friends. Man, never will be forgotten, John Sattler. And it'll be a big day out there at Accor Stadium. And it's going to be a great game. Manly are playing great football. They're at the top of the table with the Dolphins and the Broncos, but Souths are going to be, I tell you what, they're going to be hell-bent on a big performance to pay tribute to Sats.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time for Cooper's quiz. What do you got for us, man?
Right, I'm going to go something different today. It's just going to be basically a 2-question each, just a music quiz. Going to simplify it right back, do something a little bit different. We've been, the segments that we've been doing, I mean, they've been firing, but I just want to put them on ice for a little bit. All right? So, Jack, we're going to start with you, this first one. And then we're going to go mum, and then we're going to go dad, and then we're going to go Jack, mum, dad again.
Well done.
And then there's a tiebreaker at the end for if anybody is tied. All right, you ready to go? Okay, Jimmy, Robert, John, and John. Can you identify this rock band from the first names of their original lineup?
Led Zeppelin.
Boom, Jack. Wow, I knew.
Oh, wow.
You're playing into his hands here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I picked him for the first one. Okay, Trish, this one's for you. In 1975, Bohemian Rhapsody was number 1 for 9 weeks. It was finally knocked off the top slot by a song with a name that appears in the lyrics of Bohemian Rhapsody. Can you name the song and the band that ended Queen's number 1 success? Don't literally sing a 6-minute song.
Okay, we'll take a break and be back next year on John's Family Podcast.
Think of the error.
You're getting warm. Getting warm. We're up to the 3rd verse, guys. We're going to get there. It's all right. It's all right. Take your time.
Don't. I can't. I'm not focusing.
We're going to need an answer, Trish.
I'm going to say ABBA as the
And what's the
band.
song?
Is that right?
And what's the song?
Is that right? Can you answer?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
right.
what's the
You need-
song?
Oh, that's a good guess.
You need a song.
Okay.
It's not that hard, Jesus
know, it's
Christ.
not.
Well, it is. ABBA had a lot of songs at number 1.
What named in that song in Bohemian Rhapsody?
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm
10
not
seconds.
singing the whole thing. Oh, I don't know. Fernando.
Mamma Mia.
Oh, God damn it.
How easy.
Mamma
honestly.
Mia, Mamma Mia, let me do.
Shout out
I
to
didn't,
Piers
I
Brosnan.
didn't get to that bit.
For those who are listening to that, it'll probably sound a lot shorter than it was. Trish took 5 minutes just to get to that answer. I should have put a timer
and
on it.
FYI, ABBA was a guest just because it was
you're on-
That
You're on
1975.
movie,
zero.
Mamma Mia, with Piers
Do I
Brosnan and
get-
Meryl Streep.
Do I
How
get
bad
half
is
a
that?
point because I got ABBA?
No, you don't get any points.
Oh,
I watched that
Dad.
the other day. Honestly, I went into the toilet, took a dump, rolled the shit up into a skiv and stabbed myself to death with it. The movie was so bad. Okay, sorry, guys.
did you just have like some sort of brain synapses?
I did, yeah, I did.
All right, Dad. Reginald Kenneth Dwight is better known by what?
Oh,
name?
Elton John.
Thank you.
Trish.
You know what? That's bullshit.
Okay, Jack, back to you.
Everyone knows that.
The quizmaster will not answer to you. Back to you, Jack.
Do you know what? Yeah,
Jack,
shit, son.
which music legend won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2016?
Nobel Prize for Literature.
Yeah.
Wasn't was it Brian? Brian May.
No, it was actually Bob Dylan.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Sweet Gav.
Interesting.
Sweet Gav wrote it down over there. He
Nice.
knew.
Did you know it?
Okay.
Nice one, Gav. Sneaky one.
Loves his
Good
poet.
one.
You loves his poetry, Gav.
He does. He was talking to Keats before about that.
Trish, you need this to stay in the
Yeah,
game.
right.
You need this to stay in the game.
Yeah,
to
well,
tie
just
the
to
game.
make sure it's not the hardest one.
Which single has had the longest uninterrupted run ever on the UK singles chart?
I would say it's a Beatles song.
You gonna guess?
They're from Vegas.
Put it this way, I'm going to give you a hint. It's got to do with a horse. A horse has got its name.
No,
Okay.
just ignore it.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
I'm
Mr.
not doing your
Can I-
stupid quiz anymore.
Okay, Mr. Brightside.
No, it was everything I do it for you, Brian Adams.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Dad was giving her a hint that wasn't even.
No,
you
That's
saying,
called
Cobb?
sabotage.
I was about to yell out Seabiscuit there for a second.
no. Well, there's a horse called Everything I Do, I'll Do for You. It's running at Pamela tomorrow.
All right, Dad. This is for you to win, actually. Okay, what English county do Supergrass and Radiohead have in common? And I'll give you a hint. It's where they were both founded.
What English county?
Yeah.
Supergrass and
Radiohead.
Lancashire.
No, Oxfordshire.
Oh, God, that was my next guess.
Very elaborate.
So
one.
tiebreaker, Jack and Matt.
We're going to do a guess the lyric first to buzz in. Just like last week, we'll win the game. Are you ready?
Yep.
You'll get it. You're going to get it straight away. You need to be ready, Jack. Okay. It's a nice day to start again. Hey, little sister.
Yep, Matt. White Wedding.
Yes, boom.
Ah, that was a good one.
Hey, puffy shirt, wizard.
No, wizard sleeve.
Seinfeld.
Wizard sleeve.
Sweet wizard.
Okay, move it along.
Righto. Now, Trish, one piece of feedback for this week, and then we'll go to our tips and we'll say goodbye.
You know what? I'm just going to give a little shout out to Ben and the Muswellbrook under-9 Rams. He reckons Hindy is one of the greatest blokes he's ever met, and he wants to push him to run for Prime Minister. Matt, what do you think of that? You know Hindy best. Do you reckon he's up for the job? Do you reckon he'd be interested in the job?
I don't think Hindy would be interested in politics.
No, I don't think so either.
But he would be a good Prime Minister. Put it this way, he is fair and he's honest, which I think is a head start ahead of most of the others.
Okay, what about like budgets and world politics?
Well,
It's kind of important.
Nah, I don't look. I mean, who cares about that stuff? Yeah, just vote one Hindy.
Okay, and one more question. Tigger asks, Matt, which of the couches are better, Sunday night or Thursday night? That's my last feedback.
The Sunday couch.
You like the Sunday night?
As far as you're talking about, as far as like a piece of furniture? Is that what you
What
mean?
are they different couches?
Different couches.
No, I got the
Who's on
impression
it?
that he meant
The best show.
the better show. Yeah.
Oh, look, I love Thursday night because Gordon's there as well.
Yeah.
So we've got Fletch, Hindy, and Gordon. Where we have a guest on the Sunday, which is always fun. They're just so different, but it's good to have Gordon there. Sunday would be the perfect show with a guest if we had Gordon as well.
Yeah.
The sweet Gordon's work.
Do you know it's nice because it's early. Sunday's my favourite show just because it's earlier.
Yes. Yep. Anyway, don't discourage the people from watching, Trish. Right, that's all we've got time for. Has anyone got a tip to finish with?
I have.
Okay. Yep.
I can't remember
She's
it.
rating everyone again.
No. If you're ever feeling down, just remember that there's always someone that's worse off than you.
Thanks for that, Trish. That's all we've got time for, Jack. Good work. Cooper, excellent job. Trisha, okie doke.
See ya.
Like a shot of whiskey, burning, going down, chasing you like those goodbye tail lights. Headed west to anywhere out of this nowhere town, chasing that freedom, chasing that